everyone. Welcome to another EU Code Week webinar. So, for those that this webinar series is getting into a close end because this is gonna be not the last, but one prior to our last webinar. So our last webinar is going to happen next week. So this Tuesday, I'm really happy actually to have this topic with you because it's coming from the inventors, it's coming from the researchers part, and we never that lucky to have researchers with us that they try to build something for communities like you. So they take into account how important is to co-create together and give us this opportunity. So I I will welcome Shruti and Manuj that they will try to dive us further to this CoCo tool, and I'm sure they can give you some great opportunities through this tool. And I won't take more of your time. I will give them the floor. And just to let you know, thank you all for being here today. We are already 25 people. Thanks for that. And we will record this session because I really believe that many of other teachers will be super jealous knowing that this happened around and they couldn't attend. So the floor to you, and thank you one more time for taking time of your busy schedules to join us here in our You Got Week community.
Thank you so
Thank you
much,
so much.
Shruti.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's really wonderful for us to be part of this. And I mean, your community, you could be community, just like we feel very aligned with that, and so very happy to be here and to share more about our work.
Also nice to see some familiar faces from that you met before.
Yeah. So
and I have Tourette syndrome, so I'll keep making a coughing sound every so often. Please don't mind it. Yeah. So maybe we'll just share.
Like you mentioned, it's CoCo, like the word co-creative really lies at the center of this work, and we'll share more about why and how that is. And just a little bit about our background and who we are. So I'm Shruti, and
I'm Manuj.
And yeah, we're both final year PhD students at MIT at the Lifelong Kindergarten Group in Media Lab, and many of you, probably all of you, know about Scratch, and so we are part of the group that developed the Scratch programming platform and have been part of this ecosystem for a long time. And so yeah. So this is what we've been we're really passionate about, developing tools for young people to create with technology and create with code. So just some context about how this, a story basically about how this work originally started.
So it's basically so around sort of early 2019, we were both volunteering at a mindfulness retreat for children ages 8 to 12-year-old. And during that retreat, we saw a group of children talking very passionately about massive multiplayer online shooting games. And we thought that discussion was not the best discussion for a mindfulness retreat. So we asked them how often do you play these games? And one of them said that a 12-year-old. So he said that I play for 3 to 4 hours every single day. What else is there to do? And so when you were talking more, he was sharing that he's the only child, and his parents they come by 9 in the night. And so he said that around 6 p.m. in the evening, I start getting lonely. And so I dive into these games to sort of, play with my friends. And
yeah, we were of course, being from the part of this ecosystem, we were contrasting this experience of playing games with the more creative activities that children do on Scratch, and building games and animations and stories. And so but then there is this feeling of in games you have this connection with other people, in multiplayer games, how do we bring that to creative things, creating with code also. So that's how the word, how do we basically combined construction with connection in real time. And so that's how like CoCo, the word CoCo like came from construction and connection. So that was sort of like the first motivation of like, yeah, connecting people in like real time during the creation process.
There was one other, so like when we are thinking about creating this new platform and this sort of alternate social platform, we also wanted that, so most of the social platforms that exist currently that young people use, like Facebook or, like even Scratch, so they are based on this individual centric paradigm where like I have my profile, I post my projects, I get likes and loves and comments and followers. And we saw that it like that doesn't work well for like all children. Like, some of them like they are worried that, oh, no one has liked my project, no one has loved my project, and they might also unshare their projects if if like in 7 or 10 days no one has commented on their projects or things like that. And so we wanted to sort of experiment with this new sort of selfless social platform where we do away with all these comparison based metrics.
And especially for young people, like at that age, like getting really anxious about these kind of metrics can like the focus shifts away from the joy of creating to these like metrics. So yeah, so we wanted to kind of shift away from that. And in general, like in thinking about like, okay, how does creative collaboration like really work right now? So we saw in the pandemic, of course, when everybody was like online and like we were using Zoom or Teams or other, video calling platforms, but you were digitally together, but it's like you're all stuck in digital boxes, like, right? Like we cannot like
even right now, basically, like you can hear us and see us, but like it's like we are in glass boxes. If I wanted to say throw a digital ball to any of you, I can't do that right now.
And so but the same thing is like even when we are like physically together, like in a classroom setting or then so even if we are next to each other, like our projects still stay on our individual devices. So even if like two kids are sitting next to each other, they're not able to co-create in the shared digital space. So I cannot do anything with your project in real time, and so those things still remain. So regardless of whether you're physical together, this issue still remains.
So in thinking of like when we are designing CoCo, so basically right now there are these two modes that are like predominant in like digital platforms. One is where I am working on my own and then I share something with the entire world that I've made. And the other paradigm is collaboration, which is more like a Google Docs approach where everyone is working on the same project. But we saw that between these two modes, like for example, like the collaboration part doesn't work well for all children. For example, like, if a group of children are working on the same project, someone might sort of, hog the work, they might take the lead and others might sort of, step back. So we were thinking like, is there sort of, could we have like, another mode, which is more like
imagine like you're in an art and crafts workshop, you're like sharing the space, you're each working on your project, but you can look, you can look and see, you get inspired by someone else's project just right there, or you can exchange materials or like craft materials. And so it's more like it's like, that's why we say designing for togetherness and more for like, so how do we bring like a digital space that more closely resembles this kind of like spirit of like that you're sharing a creative space together, where you have agency to work on your own projects, but have all of the nice affordances of like sharing the space with others.
And lastly, I think in CoCo we also wanted to sort of make a general purpose environment where children could decide to work on block-based programming or text-based programming or writing or art making. They could decide what environment they want, but it has sort of this affordance of working together with others on your own project.
And sort of we make the difference or like just in terms of communicating about like difference between like working together versus being together, and like how do we like design a digital environment that's sort of closer to like being together, where you can where you can remix anybody's project live, or you can make something happen in someone's project, or you can collaborate. Like collaboration then becomes like one of the things, and it's not like that's what you can because every child has like a different preferences of how they want to share the space with others. So kind of being inclusive of that. And
so maybe we'll share a demo, and like things will become much more concrete through the demo.
So what we'll do is we'll share a video of the platform, and we'll talk through some of the things there, and then at the end we'll also do like a live demo. So it'll become more. Actually, let me share another. I'll just stop sharing and share another link for the video.
Some of you might have already seen the video, but sorry. So we'll, but yeah.
So far, so good. Just to mention that we have already been interested in CoCo in our UCO Week blog post already. That's why we thought it's gonna be amazing to give you more insights about this one. So let's check the video.
Can you see the video, like the screen? Yes. Okay.
The computer sound thing.
Yeah, and like we'll just test. Like if there's an issue with the sound, please let us know. So we'll maybe just play the video and see. So like here, for example, this was like 4 people have created this space where each of them makes their own Pac-Man part, and like it all comes together for like one Pac-Man game. In this example, like they have connected makey-makeys across distance. So like one of the children, like he's tapping on the apples and bananas, and in his friend's project, those are like falling as part of their game.
Welcome to CoCo, a place where you can engage in an endless variety of co-creative experiences with peers, regardless of whether they're sitting next to you in a classroom or anywhere else in the world. Get started by creating a CoCo space. Just choose an expressive environment of your choice, invite any number of members as your co-creators, and let them know what the space is about. Ready to enter? So this is my project area in the space, and I can program and build whatever I like here. But the cool thing is that I'm not alone here, and Paper Jam has also joined the space. I can see what he's building in real time. I can click on his window, and now I can see his code and interact with the project right here. We're excited to play this game together. So I pop out to the gallery view, and now we're both playing the game live. I like how he's programmed the motion of the planets. So I come back to the code view and go over to the planet sprite and then just drag.
So yeah, basically I created a space and I invited my friends into that space. So like I am Choco Lunch and my friend's name is Paper Jam. So basically while you are creating your project, your friends can see what you are making, and they can like go into your project at any time. They can look at your code.
They can interact with it. It's like a live. It's not just like screen shine. Like they can like interact with your code. They can like play the same games. And like that's like kids. We've seen like kids. They would make something and they would want their friend to be like, oh, do you want to play this? And they'll start playing that together, and they get ideas through that. And
during our play testing sessions, one 8-year-old like he said that, oh, so I'm making and sharing at the same time.
Drop the code from his project onto my window. And now I have the same code in my project instantly. I can remix it and change what I like. And now my penguin is also doing this awesome version. Avocoder and Tango have joined too. So we can all be creating, collaborating, and playing together in this space. I can go over to any creator's project, I can play with it and see their code and get inspired from what others are building, all in the same space. If I like what someone's creating, I can also privately send them a CoCo card in real time to express my appreciation. The likes and thank yous exchanged in a CoCo space are not treated as metrics for display or comparison. They're just like feelings that are expressed and felt in the moment. Also, since this is a private space just for me and my peers, we can choose to switch on our video or audio at any time and program new kinds of live video experiences together.
And so when you're because CoCo can be used both within when you're physically together or remotely. So when you're connecting remotely, you can use audio, but of course when you're but we've seen that even when kids are physically together, they love using video, because video is not a passive thing here. You can program things, and you can make really cool creative projects with video. So it becomes very exciting.
And also as educators, you can decide in the spaces that your students create, you could decide do you want them to have audio and video access or not. So if you disable it, it gets disabled for all children.
Yeah, it's very we sort of designed it keeping okay, it's an educator-led platform.
Yeah.
So how do we basically give educators the power to have their own community, what kind of things they want, and how do they structure things. So
yeah. There's so much more that you can do in CoCo spaces. Here's a glimpse.
So now we'll just share about some new blocks that CoCo has because of this sort of co-creative context. So how basically you can make changes or affect another your friends' projects. So this is a collaborative story that 3 children have made together. Here we have connected a microbit to a Lego we do across distance.
You can choose that everybody's projects should start at the same time. So you have affordances and blocks for that. So all of these things are basically how do we basically now create these collaborative creations, new possibilities of building collaborative projects in this space. So. And so just block, because as Manuj mentioned, it's a general purpose environment. So there's block based, but also text based coding. So we're working on all of these different environments. Yeah.
Welcome back. So this is your community's CoCo corridor and all of the shared spaces that you engage in.
So, so basically on CoCo, since it's a real-time platform, so how it works is that educators start their own communities. We call the communities as corridors. So almost like a hallway that you start, and then students that you invite into the corridor, they can then create spaces and invite other students that you've approved of. And all the spaces that children take part in, they are all saved within your corridor and stay within your corridor.
Yeah, so it's like your own like private place, and so it's safe for students. You know that okay, they are not like working with anybody. You're just the people that you invite in your corridor. So
getting added here. CoCo is essentially a community-centric platform. That means communities everywhere, big and small, can start their own CoCo corridors. In your corridor, you can host your own live CoCo spaces, you can discover the spaces hosted by your peers, and remix any of the past spaces you like. You can also add custom images and sounds in the corridor's media library, so you can co-create projects that closely reflect.
And yeah, so you can like we've seen, because like of course there are people from all over the world like making like these creative things. So how do we make it so that communities can add their own assets, so that children can make projects that are like closer to their context.
So basically you can add your own like sprites,
backdrops,
sounds,
and
those are then available within the editor to students.
To community's cultural context. Finally, CoCo is consciously designed as a selfless social platform. There are no user profiles or separate project pages that typically display the number of likes or followers of an individual user. In CoCo, the fundamental unit is not the individual creator, but rather the co-creative spaces that young people engage in with one another. Our hope is that CoCo can serve as a safe, joyful, and peaceful playground for young people everywhere to engage in being creative together.
Are there any questions?
We can like we can go or like depending on how you want it.
Oh, sorry. I think you're muted.
Of course. If you have any questions and you don't want to share them, you can always write them in the chat. So we have the people here, and actually YouGov Week brings together communities, right, like across EU, Western Balkans, and all over the world. So maybe this is a good opportunity to connect with your students together. So we have a question here. Does teacher can see the content of every space in one corridor?
Yeah, so teachers have access to like all spaces. You can view every space in real time. You can like it's like you're in a classroom, like how you can see any table, and it's like in the digital space also you can see what students are working in on real time, and you can join any space. And
all the spaces created within your corridor are accessible to you, yes, at all times.
Cool.
Oh, that's great, indeed. So we can even create an overall Code Week project with using this type of platforms and bringing together students from all over the place. So that's great. I see people like really enjoying and welcoming this idea and the platform. So that's great so far. So do you have anyone any more questions? Or you can continue, Shruti, with
can you?
No, you've not shared it.
I haven't. Oh.
We've also like seen like some educators who are like, as you were saying, Irini, like they are also connecting their classrooms. So like, someone from say San Francisco is connecting with like another classroom in New York and like co-creating projects that way. Yeah, so that has also been great.
So we shared about this work, and like you said, I mean, educators have been wanting like collaboration in classrooms, and there haven't been tools for that. So there's like a lot of excitement for this work, and so we've been like hearing like really great like feedback from educators, and both of course appreciating like the collaborative possibilities, but also the ideas of like of not having these likes and followers. So like parents and other people like writing to us that, oh, this is really helpful, for young people. So so we hope that that we continue to learn and like build on these things. And we've been like play testing with like some communities and like locally, just to like as we're sort of building the platform, and we see all of these like amazing like creative possibilities that people are exploring, both educators and like young people. Like this first thing, they build like a collaborative maze where one character one maze finishes and then the other person starts, or like
in the second project, I think this was also very interesting. So they were the group of 9 students, and what they came up with was they created a musical chain reaction project where one person would make a sound and then send a signal, and then the next person would, and so yeah, so that was also very
like
interesting.
A music jam between like students.
And maybe I think when we'll share the live, we'll do a live demo, so we could share some of these possibilities through that also.
And then just like one thing that we're also seeing is that, I mean, of course, like making something collaborative is great, but also just like we've seen that sometimes somebody's new to like coding, so even like getting started by being with like peers in the same space is a much like better like learning experience, because you can just like you can see like, okay, there's someone here, I can see their project. And so even if you're not like directly collaborating, but like sharing the space with peers as a beginner can be like really helpful. So that is what we've been.
It also helps, I think, students to get ideas, like they might see what someone else is doing and that sort of gives them an idea. Also, like if educators can also like take part in these spaces, and sometimes they'll like say build a piece of code, and then the students can sort of take that code from their project right there.
Yeah, so educator is also like a co-creator in this way. So yeah. I mean, there are just like a lot of nice words that start with co that that are like, that's why we like we're excited about the word like CoCo. But yeah, we'll now like.
So we'll maybe like now just do a live demo. So to start with, we'll do it between like the both of us over here, and then
we might ask for like volunteers, so we could do across like continents, like real.
So we are right now. So we just we are traveling. So we just came to India some time back.
Yeah.
So yeah. So yeah, we'll maybe start the demo.
Yeah, but meanwhile, if you like have any comments or questions, feel free to post it on chat.
And if any of you have sort of experience with Scratch, like using Scratch, and if you would sort of want to volunteer, like please let us know in the chat. So then, yeah, I think I saw Georgia was was there.
So yes, if someone would like to be part of this trial, like it would be exciting, no? So yes, let us know in the chat, and we will bring you in. So Katerina Glezu would like to be.
We'll just start.
Katerina, would you like to be part of this demo?
So what we'll do is like we'll just so that everybody gets to see, and it's not so we'll first like introduce just the demo with like 2 of us, and then we'll like add in like
super. Let me introduce, and then we will add Katerina to as our EU Code Week representative to test it from our side, from Athens.
Yeah.
So this is, so we just like made, so in your like we made like a you code week corridor. So like you can basically, as an educator, you can create your own corridor, you can set up your own image. We took the liberty of having this image, and so but basically like you can like like any members in the corridor can create spaces. So when I do like create CoCo space, and then I can select like a co-creator. So I want to say like, oh, I want to work with Manuj right now. So I can say that, okay, add Manuj in my space, and I do next, and I can create a space title.
So for now, you could assume that Shruti and I are in like, or like maybe we are in the same classroom in a way.
Yeah. So
working on our own sort of laptops.
Yeah. So I just name it. And then we are doing the blocks environment for now. And since we are on Teams, we don't need audio, so I'll let this be, and I'll just do create CoCo space, and then I do join, and then I can like rename. I can choose a display name for myself on this. Like kids like choosing their own like display names, but the educator knows who is who, so that's not a problem.
Maybe for now we could also mention our country, like locations.
Okay,
that
would be say nice. Shruti, India, and I enter. And so
I see that I have also gotten an invite from Shruti for the Exploring CoCo space. So I'll also join it from my side over here. Join. And
so I'll see, I should see Manuj come up in the space here.
And enter.
And every time you come into a space, you get a new sprite. So that also like starts off like a new idea in people's. So I see like Manuj has like joined also, and he has a dinosaur sprite, and he has a backdrop also. I can also, so from here I can choose a backdrop. Let me choose Galaxy. Okay, so there's Jonas, and I can see that so Manoj is on his laptop and he's like doing something with his dino, and I can see that that he's doing this. But before I go into his project, I want to show things on the interface here. So you'll see like the first, so there are all of these like blocks that are there. So everything, all the blocks that you're familiar with are already here. But there's the first category, we call it like sprouts. And so these are like interesting pieces of code that kids can get started with, especially when they're like, beginner, like you come to a blank stage and you're like, I don't know what to do. So here, like you'll see like, if I zoom in, you'll see like there's loop, jump, bounce. So if I click on anything, let's say I click on loop. So I get this like piece of code, so they're like, pieces of code that you can just like get and try and remix. And so now it says like, okay, when I and instead of green flag, we have this like hand icon here, wave icon, and also because it's like a co-creative space, and so we use this for different. So when I click here, so my donut is like looping, and I want to, so I can try. So kids can like, they usually when they would basically start by like trying different things. And so like, let's say I want to try jump, so I got like this jump sprite, so now I can make my donut, so it's like looping, and I can make like a jump, so it's like already so it's like they can already get like interested in like, oh, this is fun, I can start doing something with it. So and so now I want to see like what Manuj is doing, and I can just remove my sprite. So now I just like click here on Manuj's project, and I see that he has like this code right now, and I can like run his project, and I also want this to happen to my donut. So what I can do is I just like drag this piece of code and then just like put it here.
And this area in the bottom, like it's called CoCo space. So this is where sort of you and your other like friends projects are all there. So you can like drag code to that area and exchange scripts between.
So it's like live remixing. And so I got this like code. So now I'll just like get rid of my original code. And I'm like, okay, what does this do to my donut? So now my donut is doing this like fun thing in real time. So there's a lot of like cross pollination of ideas. Someone does something that you feel like, oh, I want to try this, so you can like get it like that. And you can also like drag a whole like sprite from someone. So sometimes it's like everybody's working on their sprite, and let's say one person decides to make like a collaborative project, bringing everybody's like sprites into their project. So I go to Manuj's project again, and I want this whole dino sprite in my project. So I can actually just like drag a sprite and then just drag it here, and then I get the dino sprite in my project. So there's like everything is very like, like you can do anything in this co-creative space.
And feel free to ask us any questions at any point in between.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, I see that people don't have questions. They just want to try it. I see also a teenager volunteer that would like to jump in the tool. So, and like people that want to try, they left their emails on the chat. I don't know if it would be possible to start.
Yeah. So we definitely have like a form that we'll share where you can enter in your email. So we'd like, we can like share how you can like pilot test and do it with us. So what do you want to like?
So you said that. Could you go to the chat?
Okay, let me go to the chat and see. so we can like add someone here in the space. Where am I here?
The first volunteer was Katerina, so maybe we can give her the chance. But then we will give the opportunity to all of you that you will feel about the tool to test it on your own way and maybe collaborate in between you for a UCOD week activity. So just in case that would be helpful for you.
We can have like a young person try it. I know Katrina, we've also like
tried
it with one.
So Liliana's son wanted to try. She left the email.
Oh, what is the?
I'm copy and paste the email one more time, so you can find it easier. Would this be
basically? Since it is also used by like children under 13, so it's not necessary to sign up using your email. Educators can also create login keys for children, so they don't have to enter any first name, last name, or any private personal information. So maybe what we'll do is that we'll create a login key for so you said is it okay for
BB? Yes.
Okay. So yeah, so we'll create a login key for, and then yeah.
Do you already use Scratch? This what's the name of the sorry,
Billy. Yeah.
Billy.
No, I think the name is.
Hi. Oh yeah. Hi.
Hello. Nicola is
Nicola.
the name of my
Nicola
player.
Hi, Nicola.
Thank you.
So for people trying to like sign up yet, so it's not like publicly available yet. So we're doing like play testing and pilot like communities, but we'd love to have your emails and so we can like have you be the early testers of the platform.
Yes. So for today, maybe what we'll do is that we'll try with Nicola. Nicola, where are you joining from?
North Macedonia.
Okay.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. And yes. Okay.
Hi.
We'll privately share the login key and password with you, Nicola. 1 second. Yes.
Let me just.
Okay.
Nice.
Have you used Scratch?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. Yeah.
1 second.
Nicola is.
Can you just send a message here on chat so we can like?
Oh, it's
here.
Billy Jana. If you search for okay, and on chat. Yes. Okay. So we are sending the link to the corridor to Billy Jana in a private message.
Okay.
So if you click on that link, and then it'll ask you to enter a login key and password. So we are also sharing the login key and the password with you.
Okay.
Oh, it says fail to send.
Oh, why is it saying fail to send?
Can you like see our video? Our internet connection is not an issue.
Maybe to Irini.
Okay, Irini, I'm going to share it with you if you can share.
Yes.
Bill.
That's fine.
1 second. I think it said fail to send the message on Teams. So we'll send it to Irini and then yes. Okay, send a quick message.
Okay.
It said send a quick message.
Oh.
It's okay. Yeah. If you go on Irini. Yeah. Irini, could you send us a private message?
So we let me see. No, I don't think that this platform allows such a thing, but you cannot share it via email to.
Did you get a message from us?
Yes.
Okay.
I just did. Okay, so, there you go. Yeah. Okay. This I'm gonna share it with Biliana.
So we have shared the link to the corridor and the login key and password.
And yeah, depending on the internet connection, sometimes it can take a bit of time to load. So, oh, also let me, we can turn off our video here and turn it on CoCo.
Yeah, okay.
So we're gonna turn off our video on Teams, and we can also start video on CoCo. So here I can like, now you can like, if you're seeing a screen now, I'm in CoCo with my video on. You can go into gallery mode and. Mirror set. Are you able? Did you get the link? Are you able to go on the link?
Nicola?
I sent it via email, so Biljana, you will be able to find it. Yes.
Here it is.
Okay, great. So now you will be able to join.
We can also like if there's one more person who like we could also probably share with. Oh, who's there? Any enthusiastic like Scratch user or
Georgia?
Everyone here is enthusiastic, so there are many emails in the chat at the moment.
Okay.
We are in.
Georgia will message, maybe if you are there, we could message the login key and password to you also.
Yes, please, thank you.
Sure, email.
Good. So I see a lot of interest around this tool, and I'm happy that we have we brought this opportunity.
So maybe in the next demo, maybe what we'll try is like how can we connect hardware devices over distance?
I've turned off my.
We can see your screen now, Shruti, in case.
Oh, there are email with the password. Email. Stop.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Sorry.
Georgia. Just
nice.
GLA.
Let's see how this is working actually, and then Shruti and Manu can share with us the Excel list, and you can put your emails there as well, and this can help you a lot to.
Yeah, and let me also send this link where you can like enter your information, and we'll be in like, so it'll be all together with all your emails, so we can like write back to you with how you can access the CoCo EU code week.
Yeah. So you can go on this link and you can let us know if you're interested. So like when we release the platform very soon, like we'll make sure to start with the EU Code Week community.
Oh, okay. Oh, we see. Let me share my screen.
Okay.
We have Nicola inside here.
Excited. Okay.
Oh, so now we see.
Yeah, so we see here. Nicola with a small egg.
Hi. Where are you joining from?
Macedonia.
Macedonia. Wow.
You can move Nicola's screen.
Okay, let me, and I can move any. Yeah, so I can move you up right there. So now you can see in full screen. We're connected. Hi. So yeah, you can like try doing like add a sprout from the left hand side onto your egg or any other sprite
You could also try that.
Oh, so one thing, let's like try before we end the call. So what we'll try to do is like Nicola. So if you, so there is like a after events on the left hand side where the block categories are. After events, there's a category called signals. Do you see?
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you drag the send signal block from there.
Oh, and now I think Georgia is also joined.
Yeah. So either Nicola or Georgia, you could select the send signal block and you can send us a signal.
So let me, so what I'll do is.
And
okay, and we'll just connect the Lego we do on our end. 1 second.
Yeah, I see Georgia.
Yeah.
So let me connect my. So we have like this Lego we do thing, which I'm going to connect.
Okay. Okay. So now, so what we'll do is that, so we are getting signal from like Nicola, and what we'll do is that we'll say that when I get a signal from Nicola, I want the motor in this Lego video to move. So 1 second, we'll put the blocks first.
So say when I get signal and I can choose like which creator I can, but I could say any creator, and I could do like turn motor for
all creators.
And you can hide the donut or like move it somewhere else.
Well, oh.
Yeah. Okay.
And oh wait. First, let me do.
Okay. Wait.
We are coding live, so we'll see if it works. Yeah. So now, if you have a, let me see if you have a code. Oh wait, we lost the.
So either 1 second. Yeah, either Georgia or Nicola, can you send us a signal? So if you click on send signal 1.
Yes, and to all creators.
Oh, 1 second. Wait.
I think there's
and also I think
because we are also on Teams and there's like a lot of parallel connections, so it's probably like causing a lot of yeah.
Oh, it's connected again.
Yeah, it's connected again. But let me do like a simple like thing. Just say when I get signal and I'll do turn motor for 0.5 seconds. Oh, yeah.
Oh, wait, you can hide these. Yes. Can you send it again, the signal?
Yeah. So you're controlling our Lego We Do robot from across a different continent.
Is it Nicola who's sending the signal or Georgia?
Yes, me.
Oh, okay. So we are getting the signal from Greece all the way to India.
From Macedonia.
Yeah. Oh wow. Yes. So yeah, this way basically like using these signal blocks, you can connect any hardware devices with each other. So like say if Georgia had a microbit, so like she could have that when she presses A on microbit, it could control the motor over here.
So I can. So yeah, I mean we can. We also like now close to the webinar, time, so we can like leave time for questions. But you can see there's like a there are like all sorts of like possibilities of like just like coding together, both like in classroom, but also connecting remotely across continents. So so we're excited to share this with you, and we'd love to now hear any thoughts and feedback. And we've shared a form in the chat for you to like express your interest, and
if there are any questions, please let us know. This was just a very brief overview of like some of the features. There are lots of other blocks, but
Maybe okay. I can like stop and just like last thing, so I can like leave. We can leave this space so and now if I leave this space, then it's like I'm back to my corridor, and so yeah. Yeah. So wait, let me turn on our video here. Okay. Yeah, we're here.
Wow. Okay. I see that there are many people excited for today's webinar. I'm also thrilled. So when will the platform be open worldwide? That's a great question.
Like soon now, like so we are like almost like done with things.
Yeah, so we're like we definitely like, as you see, like it is working, and it worked pretty well right now. So yeah, hopefully soon we'll be able to like open it up for everybody.
And
but
we'll start with sort of like first we'll start with giving access to educators like yourself, and then we'll sort of open it more broadly. Yes.
Yes, so also you will have the opportunity to have access to it. So you can find the link with a Google form. You can submit your name, email, etc. And then the Shruti and Manuj, they will contact you. It was great to see you all engaging that much and actually having the opportunity to test the tool directly into with our EduCode Week homes today. So that was great. Thank you all so much. And if you have any more questions, please, we still have 5 minutes. You can post them in the chat box and let us know your impressions. What do you think? And that if you're excited to test the tools as much as I understood. So I see people thanking you for this amazing opportunity, and that's great. Thank you all so much for joining. It was a great experience being all together here. And yes, I may post a photo of the testing part if it's okay with you in our Instagram page on this great webinar that we had. Thank you all so much. So let me also
thank you so much. It was really great